Hijiyama, everyone's favorite sandwich-eating guy. And now that everybody else has finished their storylines, let's see what he's been up to. Apparently still worried about 2188 logs going by the summary, which means that we've got quite a way to go. But hey, at least Okino's in this storyline. Very closely associated with him, and he's one of the more important characters, kind of on the level of Jiro Izumi, Morimura, Ida. One of the people that's really making a strong effort to stop the Deimos forces, whether it's attempting to shut down the D-Code, which has failed after Nenji's storyline, or according to Kisaragi's storyline, if I'm remembering that right, now trying to rescue Inaba from orbit after Ida sent her up there in the Sentinel. Currently on the command ship, which means that there's probably something important to be gained there by getting information about that. It's a command ship, for God's sake. It's orbiting the entire colony, even though we do know eventually the end game is that, well, you know, we're going to fight robots with robots.
Before we get to the command ship, we need to deal with the sandwich, though. And
that's right, the
on
command
that note,
sandwich.
I have a question for you. And yeah, this is kind of a hacky improv thing. We're not really related to the game. But here, I'll just ask it.
Well, to be fair, has that stopped us in any one of the other episodes so far?
Yeah, that's true. And so here's my question. Would you consider Okino to be one of the protagonists, or would you consider this to be an ensemble cast with no real single protagonist, just a bunch of deuteragonists who are all more or less equally important in terms of like the different factions? Like, would you say that there's anyone who makes a decisive choice? Maybe Goto, maybe Joe, but I feel like we haven't gotten
I don't even know if I would say Goto, but like, Jiro Izumi or Okino are probably the most important protagonist characters. I would even say that like Ida and Morimura are closer to antagonists, but you know, everybody eventually has the same goal.
Okay.
But still, it's not really that. It is more of an ensemble cast. It's just, of course, as we've seen even in the last couple episodes, that some characters, you know, do more stuff than others, and like Hijiyama here is largely just kind of going around trying to find sandwiches, or apparently just finding Okino in the middle of the hallway because he's also sick of him having to go buy a sandwich and everything before we can actually start up the plot.
Yeah, see, for me, I would say there's about 10 to 15, like second-tier characters that are, they all have their roles to play, but then you have like 5 characters that are about equally important.
Yeah, there's. But, I mean, the weird thing is that they'll even kind of go back and forth between that. For example, like, when we see him not in his storyline, he's, riding around on motorcycles being like, oh, you think I'm 426? I'm the coolest, Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form. But then it's like in his own storyline, he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. What's happening?
Chaos control. Yeah, etc. Well, so now let me ask
Deimos control.
Let me ask you a follow-up that's related to the game, I guess, more. What is your favorite sandwich?
This is the ultimate Deimos control.
What is your favorite sandwich?
What is my favorite sandwich? It is, of course, the club sandwich. A lot of people don't like VLTs. I think VLTs are great, and I think the club is just the perfect
variation
of it. It is pretty much you're just stapling a turkey or chicken sandwich onto a VLT, and I love that. Well, I think it's great.
Lay it out for our listeners. So what is a club sandwich? It's like a BLT with a turkey. Is that right?
And then like Big Mac style, you put another piece of bread and usually turkey or chicken. Turkey or chicken are kind of like the most common things, and it is sort of like an appetizer type of sandwich. You'll see that's like one of the things that you have during tea time or something like that. But I don't know. I like it.
So for our French listeners, that would be like a Royale with cheese. Or avec fromage.
Yes, of course.
Uh-huh.
Actually, don't know if there's cheese on that sandwich normally. I mean, if I'm making it, I'll probably put that on there, but I'm going to be real with you. I don't really make sandwiches. Aside from having like a turkey sandwich with mayonnaise, which is just 3 ingredients that you throw together, I usually don't really make sandwiches myself. Mm-hmm. Most I had was like a my parents always make like a Reuben for St. Patrick's Day, so I had that last month.
Well,
But anyway, hey, what's your favorite sandwich?
You kind of stole this in with that answer, because my favorite sandwich would arguably be that famous Reuben we all know and love. Okay, so just let me just describe a Reuben just in case you don't know.
Way to put that.
Well, they've been here for these 15 takes that we've done. So Reuben is a corned beef.
No, yeah, okay, fine.
I don't know, like it's one of those like white cheeses.
If only we stopped talking about. If only we stopped doing the sandwich bit every single time.
Corned beef, sauerkraut. Sauerkraut, that's an unusual ingredient. Swiss cheese, topped with either Russian or Thousand Island dressing. I've never had Russian dressing, but seems like it's similar, kind of orange. Is the flavor.
Yeah, I've only ever had it with the Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
Well, we're not rushing through this episode, so I think it's 47 minutes, so we can go. Russian dressing is a piquant, so spicy American salad dressing consisting of mayonnaise, catsup, and other ingredients. It's similar to Thousand Islands. And some manufactured versions omit the mayonnaise and are clear rather than creamy, more similar to French or Catalina. So does that answer your question about the difference?
Yeah. It sounds sort of like mayonnaise and ketchup is there's like another specific sauce,
special
made
sauce
of that I'm trying to think of the name of.
You think it's a special sauce? I think
it might be.
Let's see. I think that's one of those where it's like it's mysterious, but like, come on, it's obviously. It's cocaine. It's the ingredient number 5.
It's just cocaine.
In the Spanish, the Mexican Coke bottles, which Fleetwood Mac would receive their vials of cocaine in.
This is something that you sent me like 2 paragraphs about, apparently earlier today, about Stevie Nicks, and I did not understand it.
It's like but it's like that was. I thought that was funny. Where it's like they get the cocaine in these vials that look like miniature Coke bottles, and I don't know. It's space Coke, Space Coke is just.
Hey, I'm usually the one that talks about space Coke and shoehorns it into every single episode.
I'm usually the one who talks about space Coke. I'm usually the one who talks about space Coke. That's a normal thing to say. This is a normal series.
For this series, it is normal.
Yeah.
This is. Look. Let's be honest here. The things that normally happen in this series are talking about space Coke, and we have to admit that to ourselves.
Well, I would say the normal thing with the series is we just don't finish. We just have to do another take. It probably happens more than it doesn't happen. But anyway, so it's on rye bread, then grilled, and creamy coleslaw in Reuben can replace the sauerkraut in some places, which sounds all right, but I feel like because it's like, okay, so you know what sauerkraut is? It's like the fermented cabbage, and I feel like that tang is really what makes it work as a condiment. And I feel like coleslaw, I've never had it like authentic coleslaw from the American South, but it doesn't seem like it's that special. Like, it doesn't seem like it would have that kind of tang that you'd want to have.
It would make it a different sandwich, I would say.
If you've already got, different sandwich fundamentally. And I feel like if you've already got, like, either Thousand Island or Russian dressing, why do you need coleslaw with mayonnaise in it? Doesn't seem like that doesn't make sense to me.
It might not be mayonnaise. It might be like I know. Well, at least some of the coleslaws I've had have been like sort of like a vinegar mixture.
Yeah, you'd kind of want it to be like. I feel like what you'd want. Okay, if that's the case, then that undermines what I was going to say, which is just it kind of forms a vinaigrette, kind of an emulsion with the, with the.
The emulsion bit is another one of those things that never really came up in one of these episodes, which I still don't understand.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was arguing that a vinaigrette is an emulsion, and it turns out it's kind of true, but not. It's misleading.
Yes, but it's like I don't. Why now?
I mean, none of this is entertaining. It's not like, oh wow, we.
Oh no, we're talking about our favorite sandwiches, man.
I mean, yeah, fair. It's relevant. I mean, relevant.
It's like this is very tangentially related.
I mean, it's all goes back to
already.
It goes back to Hijiyama's storyline, which is to procure these sandwiches and do some other stuff along the way. Once he gets his sandwiches, then he's in business. He does stuff for the rest of the afternoon.
Or if he's just automatically interrupted by Okino, as we've seen right now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's the first time he's meeting Miura. That's...
I don't think that's
We
true.
got a way to go in this episode.
I thought Miura met Hijiyama back in the shrine in the 1940s, early on in the game.
Well, they knew each other back in the 1940s, as we just saw in the previous scene. They haven't met each other in the 1980s until apparently right now. Wow. Oh, man. I guess this is why it's 47 minutes here instead of just like the 30-minute episodes that we've had before.
This sounds interesting.
The weirdly uneven sort of plot lines that happen in 13 Sentinels, as you know.
How does this sound to you? This is called a runza, I believe. It's a bun filled with a mixture of usually loose meat, cabbage, and cheese. The fillings are baked inside the bread, similar to goulash, popular in the Midwestern United States, especially Nebraska. I don't know.
I'm
kind of the
probably
same thing.
Go for it.
It's
Do
kind
you
of.
usually consider sandwiches to be buns, though?
I consider buns and rolls. I mean, these are basically. I consider these to be almost interchangeable. I mean, if we're talking like rolls en français,
Rolls are the sort of thing that you have for dinner. I don't know.
Rolls. It's what's for dinner.
Yes. Rolls. I mean, it's like if you're gonna have. I mean, I guess I did just say that my favorite club is more or less an appetizer. So well.
A sailor sandwich is hot pastrami, grilled knockwurst, melted Swiss, and hot mustard on rye bread. We all know what knockwurst is. It's just a sauce.
I'm not a big fan of ground meats, though.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have like the
We've had that
occasional hamburger,
conversation.
but that's about it. Or hamburger, as we're talking about in the plotline right now.
I don't even remember that.
They just said it. Okay, I know we're not really paying attention to the video right now, but come on.
The sandwich islands have their own distinct sandwich. I don't know.
You're literally just reading off of Wikipedia now.
Okay, fine. Well,
we can't just make the entire series
go back
being
to-
reading off of Wikipedia at this point,
we'll go to
even though we did just do the entire Star Wars thing.
We'll do the Wikipedia thing. Fine. Did you know that Protoss possess strength and power
I can't believe you just had that open.
beyond that of any other creature in Kamino, but was nevertheless defeated by a pot of Iwas? No, I didn't know that. Who cares?
So anyway, the other thing is they're also still talking about time travel right now, which, oh man.
Time travel. I remember when let's travel back to when I thought
Those
this game was about
halcyon
time travel.
days.
Yeah. Honestly, it would have made a lot more sense.
Do you think I'm a spy as well?
I mean,
Well, okay, at least at this point in the story, we can kind of go back and, imagine what that part of the story
this
was
is like if they made a Terminator.
God, we're so far behind everything we know about everything else. But like I said, you do, at least I swear I've said this in previous parts or something, that
you can't play
you
these
do
dramas.
need to complete, 90% of every other storyline to actually finish up Hijiyama. So
Yeah. So I mean, basically,
it's sort of backloaded, I guess.
Yeah. So he's got to discover the secret that there's no time travel.
Yeah, and
It's
I
funny
guess we got another more than a half hour to do that.
Because it's funny because like the central twist, it's not like the Sixth Sense where it's like, oh man, everything you thought you knew was different. It's like it's kind of like that. It's like, but now it's like,
It's not a subtle twist.
it's a lot more underwhelming than you were thinking. It's like it's not like everyone he was dead the whole time. It's like no,
Instead of trying to explain.
everything was actually less
You
interesting.
just
than
say
you thought.
5 identical cities. It's
were
like,
five-
what more do you need to say?
It wasn't time travel. It was space travel. It was normal space travel, and by space travel I mean going from place to place.
Across time.
You're coming.
Yes.
In normal time.
It was,
It's taking a bus.
in the same way that you could consider this like intraplanetary travel.
It's like the opposite of Arrival. It's like the. It turns
I never
out.
saw Arrival, and yet they're still
Okay.
doing this. Well, I guess at this point in time, you might actually think that it was.
It turns out time is
Oh
actually.
boy, this game.
It turns out time is just linear.
To mouse
I mean that's the twist
Yep.
of this game. Time is linear, and actually there are 5 specific places where
Time
the
is
different
linear,
times.
but don't worry, it's way dumber than you could have possibly imagined.
Time travel is time travel isn't real, but nanomachines are real, and everything is pretty.
Yes, and so is the supercomputer that teleports everybody away, which we found out back in Miura's storyline. Oh man,
it's amazing how,
and also it's like in Japan, and
it's amazing how wacky the plot of this is, considering how underwhelming the twist is. Like, it really is like, if you just started with like, oh, these are normal high school students, but it turns out everything is really messed up. But they led with time travel. They wanted that's the starting point. And then the twist is that it's not that interesting. It's less interesting than you thought it was.
I mean,
the twist is that we can't actually...
Well, we said this so many times before, but when everything is a twist...
Well, yeah, I mean, but like even then...
It's just like, constantly... You can't even tell when a character's death is important.
Yeah, because, they'll go to Sector 0 and be... I mean, it's the Dragon Ball...
Sixth city.
Yeah, the DVZ.
Which, again, is not a city. As we now know, it's just a database. But
it's an abstraction, yeah.
It's... Oh. Ooh, and here we got Hijiyama, who should have just watched the Megumi episode, really.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, that's the most popular episode
Surprisingly
somehow of this entire series somehow.
Maybe this is the algorithm telling us that we need to release more often. Maybe it's just they're just pestering you. It's like, hey, we'll just throw you some views, just condescendingly.
What if...
Here you go, kid.
What if, somehow this entire series got just blessed by the algorithm, became incredibly popular. We were talking this before about the monkey's paw wished to become popular,
exactly.
And then it's suddenly like, no man, everybody wants to see more visual novels.
Yeah, it's like this becomes the
and
visual
it's like
novel channel.
And not by just me, but they have to have you as well.
Yeah, it's just like we hate each other by this point. We just are like, I can't stand
what? No.
banter.
What? No.
Listen, we have a
what? No.
Listen, we've talked. Look, the conflict between us is completely manufactured by
If you bring up Wajima one more time,
by our producers. Our producers constantly are like, well, we need to have them fighting, otherwise it's not going to feel real. It's not going to be like like Hijiyama saying, it doesn't feel real.
So
we've invented.
We had a
conflicts.
producer. I feel like the series would be much better.
Or it wouldn't exist.
I feel
at
like
all.
everything I do.
I feel
would
like
be much better.
if you had a producer, they'd be like, okay, so we need you to not do this series. I know you want to finish it.
I'll be like, no, but I need to. And they'll be like, no, we need you to not do this series.
Yeah, or I might have to resign. I've worked at jobs where, we have a boss who has a certain vision of the way things are, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, that...
You're talking about me, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm actually talking about a job where... it was a real job, and I was the manager.
No, this is where you're lying to me.
No,
you're talking about me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking.
That's exactly what somebody who is lying would say.
Your situation is similar to this, but I'm not talking about you specifically. What I'm talking about, a boss that I had, which is a literal employer. I have not earned any money from this. I think you paid me like $80 one time.
Yeah. You went back in like 2018 or something, where I'm just like, hey man, I'll give you a cut of the streams and everything.
And I'm just like,
it's just like, I'm sorry, I don't make money.
I think, as I recall, I didn't even need it. I'm just like, look, if I don't take this, it's just gonna be this whole thing. So
But you're contributing to the channel. I would love to say that, yeah, man, it's so successful. I'd love you to share in the wealth, but let's be honest here, nobody watches the series.
I mean, it's not monetized, and it's destroying your channel, so it's like a double whammy of
most of them have been monetized, and then I just kind of stopped monetizing them.
You're like, I can't live with myself earning this blood money.
More like I think specifically I was talking about with the Persona series that it's like I can't put any more barriers to watching this than there already are.
Yeah. Listen,
otherwise nobody will watch it.
Hijiyama, you put me through so much. Look at all these buttons I had to get just to distinguish myself from you. These extra buttons.
I mean, after all, we do know everybody on screen right now is the same character. Yeah, we saw this in Jiro's storyline.
I used to wear a green shirt before you came along. Now I have to wear this stupid red shirt. I don't even like
Yes, one of the Age of Empires prophet guys yelled "Wololo" at me, and my shirt turned red. These are references that we're doing now. These are references that I'm doing now.
Well, the thing is, red shirts famously make you ineligible to play in the NCAA in your freshman year. You thought I was going to make a Star Trek reference, and I was, but I just decided to change it arbitrarily because comedy is just saying unexpected things. Right?
It wasn't even that unexpected. I mean, let's be honest here. I
expect
nothing.
You expect me to just say that. You expect me to do.
I expect nothing out of this series and give even less.
And it's still disappointing. All right. How far are we? Oh my God. We're about halfway. Okay. We're halfway there.
Okay. I know we're kind of in the dire part of the series, but it's not that dire yet, is it?
You don't know either.
Okay, fine. Don't answer that.
Shawarmas are really good. You ever have a shawarma?
I don't think I have.
It's it's a flatbread with meat, traditionally lamb cooked on a vertical spit. But I think it's really just you can have ground beef, like ground lamb on a.
Yeah, but I just don't really like the ground meats that much.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, you could have just like, what about just like pulled chicken? Like you get chicken, you kind of like
That'd be fine.
Okay. So it's literally the ground thing where they add the additive stuff. I get that. Yeah, that is kind of gross. Just not knowing what it is.
By the way, did they just kind of gloss over the part where they took a Wait, was that even the scene where they took the robot out of the dumpster?
By the way, they are hiding from that telephone pole or that utility, the electric pole. I mean, that's the angle. Not even because they're not really hiding from any.
They're hiding from Tamau's robot body.
Okay, they're hiding from that dumpster.
No, I swear that happened in this scene, didn't it? But I guess not. I don't. Oh no, I'm trying to figure out the timeline again.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Somebody stop me. Like the mask.
This is interesting.
Smoking. References.
Shooter's sandwich from the United Kingdom. A shooter's sandwich is prepared by filling out a long loaf of bread with cooked filet mignon steak, cooked mushrooms, salt, and pepper. Yeah, kind of. That's interesting.
I know.
That is an expensive sandwich.
Yeah. Well, it's a shooter's sandwich. It costs more than the bullets it took to make it.
I see.
Slider.
Anyway.
So that's a miniature hamburger about 3 inches. I actually have never had a slider, I don't think.
I have not either. I mean, it's like we don't have like White Castle around here.
Yeah, we don't go to we don't go to fast food very often, do we? I mean, I think you go to Taco Bell.
No, never.
Like
I don't even know the last time I went to go to a fast food place. No,
because they changed the menu for Taco Bell, so that's out.
Do we need to bring this up in every single episode? I feel like much like we're doing the Mr. Show thing, that I should also ban talking about Taco Bell too.
Let's see. So, Smorgastarda is from Sweden.
I can't believe we're still doing the sandwich bit.
Multiple layers of white or white
I
rye.
can.
Multiple layers of white or white rye bread containing creamy fillings such as egg and mayonnaise, liver pate, olive, shrimp, ham, various cold cuts, caviar, tomato, cucumber, cheese, and smoked salmon. So it sounds like it's basically like the modular furniture of sandwiches. You just put some liver pate on there, get some olives on there. It's an IKEA sandwich.
I see. I don't know if I see.
I'll put some olives.
Anyway, this is happening after. I believe at this point in time, this is happening after what? Kisaragi and Chu's storyline. If Kisaragi and Okino were together, because this is the point where they did the entire thing with doing. Oh man,
Smorgasbord.
I'm trying to piece together the timeline again. Why do I keep doing this?
Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. What are people? People are just listening to this for asthma reasons. And you know what I say?
Probably.
Sucks to your asthma, but we'll still indulge it. Smorgasbord, I think is how you pronounce that.
Yeah, just let me get out my my microphone with the two big rubber ears on it.
Let's see. So,
and we'll do a little bit of oil massage. That's right, everybody.
Yeah, it's cool jazz time.
Prepare your ears. I'll be sticking my fingers right inside of them for your relaxation.
Well, you know, I always wanted to watch a YouTube video that was just like getting a haircut, like the experience of getting a haircut in surround sound. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
we all know, we've all seen that. All right, open faced. Anyway, so Smorabroad.
probably all seen it today alone.
Smorabroad is from Denmark, and it's an open faced.
I can't believe we're still doing the sandwich bit.
Buttered dark rye bread with cold cuts.
But then
pieces
again,
of
it's just
meat
like,
and
oh
fish.
man, look, it's the saucer. It's 30 kilometers in
Cheese
diameter.
or
Okay, just
spread.
keep doing the sandwich
So
bit.
it sounds like a smorgasbord is like a smorgastarda, but it's got less modularity. It's just more of a traditional, just like, okay, you know, put some.
Smorgasbord is supposed to be Swedish for sandwich table, I believe.
Yeah, it's a real collection of different things. There's other words that mean that. It's a real various and sundry sandwich, but it doesn't have sun-dried tomatoes. It's just sundry.
I see.
Then there's the
No, I don't.
sundry.
I lied.
Sundry means various, and sun-dried is a preparation for tomatoes, where you dry them in the sun, or probably not actually.
Oh, we're doing the word. We're doing the word play again.
Like, I don't think that they actually listen. I don't think they actually.
Hey, wait a second. Why did they attack 1945 rather than going to 1985 first?
Well, it's because 1985 is kind
So
of.
why is
outlier.
19? What makes 1985 so special? Please tell me.
It's well because that's where
so we can
you
get away from the sandwich bit.
you could bowl for soup in 1985, and that's the big difference. And what are your favorite types of soups?
They just went straight to Sector 5.
I don't
Sector
eat a whole
5.
lot of soups, but I guess like I don't know.
Final target on their list,
Oh,
which means
French onion?
1985
Okay,
will be
yeah.
our last line of defense.
I like.
I feel like of the soups, it's either that or like tomato soup. I have the most.
Yeah, you could see that. I usually like to make like a minestrone. Have you ever made that? That's pretty easy to make. You kind of.
Yeah, but I don't know. For me, I like soup as as more of an appetizer than like a meal by itself.
Yeah, so for me, I like it because like you can get all the nutrients of like a broth, like all the potato, like all the nutrients in potato chowder. You can get it in soup form. You kind of just put it on.
You know,
and-
chowder is pretty good. I do like that.
Yeah, I feel like probably not eating chowder with the dairy, but like I always like it, like that thick, creamy kind of broth.
Rare time though that I actually have it.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm even.
Who modified us? Oh, I wonder.
You know what's surprisingly good in soup? And I watched a YouTube video about this, but it's like, and we're gonna link it in the description. We were not gonna link it in the description.
no.
We don't do that shit.
I'm not gonna remember. Not 27 minutes into the episode.
Well, why? Well, this is such an interesting tangent.
Don't promise. You go post this in a comment on the episode.
No, I'm absolutely not going to do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Maybe if I'm watching this, I'll get my ass off the couch and go to the other.
Right, we're the
browser
only
tab.
ones that watch these episodes.
Exactly.
Forgot.
But yeah, no, like, you what was I gonna say? Yeah, like, you know what's a great stock? What's nature's stock? It's the damn dried mushrooms. You put some dried mushrooms in there, and it's like 10 times their weight in fresh mushrooms, because they're so dried, and they've got so many of these flavonoid molecules that flavor the soup, and it's delicious.
Yes, the flavonoids.
Yes, the famous flavonoids in vanilla and vanilla Coke. But yeah, no, I
Yes.
mean, anyway, the point is
various types of Coke.
the point
He
is
confuses space Coke.
nature's stock. The flavor of the month is dried mushrooms. You put them in the damn soup, and just let them sit.
Is referring to it as the damn soup part of the recipe?
Well, it depends on what you're using it for. If you're using it to block like the Colorado River, then yeah, sure.
You get this from the Anger of Cooking book.
Pho is actually really good.
Anyway.
I've been.
Oh wait, this series.
Okay. That's so that there's. Oh my god. Okay, this is actually kind of interesting. I think so. There's a sandwich called the Soul Over Gudhem. I think it's Gudhjaem. It's in Denmark and Norway, so again Scandinavian, and it's an open-faced sandwich on rugbrød with smoked herrings, chives, and a raw egg yolk. So I think it might be the Scandinavian equivalent of a moon over Miami.
I
I don't know if that's interesting.
don't know what that is.
Okay, which I think is
Ooh,
just like
it's possible we can bring back the. Okay, so that is the. I totally forgot about this, but apparently that is the entire reason why we're trying to, like, access the command ship. Is the idea that they would be able to, I guess, rebuild. Allegedly, everybody's supposed to be, shifted away. My idea was that they're being scanned to like Sector 0 or something to be rebuilt when they eventually did the thing, but maybe they're actually just, being stored in the teleporter buffer, like that one episode of Star Trek.
in Australia they have a spaghetti sandwich, it looks like.
Oh my god, shut up.
Well, I think are we almost
You keep trying to go back to the sandwich bit. We have to at least talk about the episode somewhat.
the sandwich? Well, okay, what's happening in the episode then? You tell me.
I just talked about it.
Well, I wasn't listening. I was looking at my sandwich page, and whose fault is that?
It's close the page on sandwiches.
The command ship's still behind.
I will not
right now.
I will not close it, but I will move.
No,
the
do
tab.
it.
Until they're in
Do it.
Fine. But I still have some of the sandwich
Consign
tabs
that
open.
page to hell. So
Okay.
that during Judgment Day, Jesus Christ can rescue it and bring it to God's kingdom.
I think it's Control J for judge.
Do it right now.
I did actually close it. I have some of the
Good.
I have some of the sandwich tabs open separately, but I'm not.
No, close all of them.
Really? You want me
I'm
to close?
forcing you to close all of the sandwich tabs until you at least are looking at the video.
Oh, okay. I am closing this. I'm not going to close all the tabs, but I'm going to close all the sandwich tabs, just to be fair.
You couldn't close all the tabs.
Apparently, they have it in. You can get it at the Minneapolis.
Nope, keep
tab.
closing them.
factories in Sector 1.
That's not the sort of thing that somebody would say if they're not closing all the tabs.
I mean, I had already closed that tab, and I was actually talking about it.
Close more. Close
I know
all
it's
of the
abnormal.
tabs related to sandwiches and soups.
All the sandwich and soup ones are closed.
People disappear.
I think. Let me make sure of
Might
that.
actually have the
Oh, I
Yes,
do
we already
actually-
know the answer to this one, though.
but, well,
Okay, I will
Do
close.
you know the answer?
I will close all these tabs. I'll even close the rest.
No, do you know the answer?
No, I don't. I don't know anything. My whole identity
Well,
is
here,
tied up to that
give me
sandwich
what
bit.
what is your best guess as to what the answer is?
The answer to what? The answer. What am I answering?
You're not looking at the video.
I am looking at the video. Hey, this doll is moving. Stop.
Yeah, it's another one of the Shinamonas.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty sick to me. That's actually
It must have been one of the ones that Kirby spat out.
that's actually how sick. This is a human who has just gotten that sick.
from above ground,
They just turn into a robot.
definitely triggering the voice recognition, but
Anyway, oh,
Okay.
yeah, I mean the entire thing with just like, hey, why are people being shifted away? It's because they're getting set up for another loop. But apparently, I mean, Okino still doesn't really seem to understand too much of exactly how everything works. He is a very important character, but he does not have all the answers, which is, why he's not quite as capable as I want him to be, I guess.
Well, I mean, we'll see how capable he is when we get to his arc, the 14th Sentinel character.
Oh yeah. We got. I mean, I didn't want to spring this one on you, but yes, we do have another 2 episodes of Tsukasa Okino's arc to go.
Oh my.
No,
God.
that's not true.
Okay, thank God. Now I feel better about
It's
it.
like, what do you think Hijiyama's arc is?
You get a sandwich, you like the sandwich, and then you go on to the next sandwich.
I haven't actually done that for a while.
This
I
is
can't believe we haven't got. Didn't we actually do the eating 3 sandwiches thing before? Oh no, I can't believe Okino's dying in the exact same way that he died back in the Loop 1.
he died as he lived, being shot in the face by a robot.
Why me?
Being killed by Shinonome Skeleton.
I have to get back.
The final testament of Sick Girl.
Someone.
I have not even
13
posted up that
Sentinels.
episode. I can't wait for people to be like, please stop talking about the skeleton. It's not a good bit.
Well, we did that, and look what happened. So
And then we
you.
did the sandwich bit. And I had to force you to stop doing the sandwich bit.
So the people, I'm saying this to people who are going to say
I
that.
had to force you to stop doing the sandwich bit so you could even look at the damn episode that is happening.
We didn't even get to the full sandwich bit.
How would you know if we didn't get to it unless you didn't actually close it?
I did actually. No, I mean, I'm not talking about the tabs. I'm talking about the bit that we have discussed
That teacher. Maybe she
about this.
I don't think you actually closed those tabs.
I did.
I think you're still looking at the sandwich thing.
No.
Here, what's happening on screen right now?
I was looking at my tabs to make sure, so I didn't see.
That's the sort of thing that somebody would say if they didn't close all
Here,
their sandwich
I've got
tabs.
5 tabs open, and none of them have almost even tangentially to do with the sandwich. You want me to read them off? Okay, so I'm at the Did You Know from 2010. I've got segue.
Close that.
Segue
Close that.
etymology.
Close that right now.
Okay, fine. I closed it. I got segue etymology,
I guess that one's okay.
and that turned into a segue Dracula rap Charles Martinet. That was a Google.
Okay. That's totally reasonable.
You're
I
like,
have that
can
one open as well.
That can stay, and then the YouTube link of that, and then Sonic R album. Should I close that one?
No. You keep
You're
that
like-
one.
You're like
That's fine.
that might come up.
Yeah, given how much we usually talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, that one might actually come up.
Sonic the Hedgehog. This is his theme.
We
song.
already, like, straight up, don't forget, at the beginning of the episode, we actually did make reference to Shadow.
He outran Shadow at the final.
That's, I mean, it's like, yeah, that might come up. It's already come up.
Yeah.
wearing a school hat.
And got the.
This is
emerald
how
from
predictable we
Knuckles.
are.
See a kid now.
Sorry.
Yeah, there must have been some magic in that
And we're back to song parodies.
radioactive material he found, because once he took some of that and ate it, it became a supersonic Sonic with the gold, and he fight the lizard.
I don't think you understand
Sonic
how
the
Supersonic
Hedgehog.
works.
I don't. Well,
He collects all of the emeralds and then turns Super Saiyan.
he starts moving. He starts going east. He starts traveling east, and when he gets to a supersonic speed, he transforms into the next. He gets gold hair, and he becomes powerful because Shadow
Because Dragon Ball.
Shadow killed Miles Tails Prower right in front of him. Just put a dagger through his heart. The emerald dagger.
I
Through
mean,
his heart.
that actually, I guess not to spoil things, but I don't want to spoil things, but when I bring you in on Sonic 06, you
Thank you.
might
Appreciate it.
remember these words.
Speaking words of wisdom, Sonic 06.
Because you did,
Okay.
I mean, just not specifically. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
There's time travel in the form of reminiscence.
What's wrong?
There is time travel also in Sonic 06, so look forward to that.
Well, we need the origins of the Sonic story. That's really important. That's such a deep universe.
Oh, no. Actually, the other way around. Because Dragon Ball.
The origin of... So you're saying the origin of Sonic the Hedgehog is in time travel. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, we're going from the future to the past, not from the present to the past.
So is this the past? Or
The future to the present. Okay, that's the words.
they're having dreams. This is a dream of the future right now because they're in 1940.
No, he's reminiscing.
He's reminiscing about...
This is a flashback. This is time travel in a different way.
Reminiscing about 1985, not unlike Bowling for Soup.
More like events that happened 3 days ago or something.
Yeah, but it's 1985. It was 40 years ago. Or 5 miles.
Except, actually, no, yeah, that might have... Well, I don't know. We would have...
By the way, sorry for all the people here who are, not American. We do use imperial time, which is to say we use days, months, and years to describe time. Hours. It's really minutes. It's very quaint. We should use metric, but I haven't been able to convince people to go to metric. It'd be cool because,
You've been trying so hard.
because 100th of a day, you know what that is? That's 15 minutes, about. Wouldn't that be nice?
Is it? I did not actually know that.
I'll go. I'll take an hour long, or I'll take a 2 hour long nap, and it's half hour long, and that's a good amount for a nap, or I'll make it 3 hours. That's a really convenient thing. We basically already use that. How many times have you ever used 20 minutes? How many times have you ever said, oh, this is going to be, I'm 20 minutes away. I'll be there. No, just say I'll be an hour, meaning 15 minutes.
Isn't it like literally 20 minutes until the end of this episode right now?
It feels like it could be hours.
Actually, I think it's only like 10. Oh, let's take a look.
Oh, we're almost done.
7? Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah. Lucky number 7. Honey, you know about Okino, little robot. With Mira.
Yes, Mira. We know.
Miyuki Inaba. So these... the thing that's...
Sure.
It's very silly that these like fake characters that are semi-real are talking about each other as if it's real, and we're just supposed to like accept that. Oh, okay. Mira's talking about, robot Mira is talking about the idol who appears on Chu Amaguchi's, apartment.
Remember a bit back in Shu's storyline where Shu explicitly asked, it's like, are you the real Miyuki Inaba? And she just said something like,
what is real?
There's only one Miyuki Inaba. It's like, that's the most, it's the most non-answer possible.
Yeah.
That happens so much in this
By the
game.
way, it is cute how the robot moves. I just got to acknowledge that. Just like, oh yeah.
We talked about that before. Don't you remember when I said, hey, wouldn't it be cute if you had a spring or something because we were running out of stuff to say? I think that might have been the show.
Well, he moves like he's like breathing. You know what I mean? Like you look at like.
Oh no! Okino did in fact die. This is why he doesn't appear. Hey, we got it, everybody. This is why he doesn't actually appear in the gameplay.
Oh, okay. So no more.
Is this important? No. Here we are.
Okay, well,
it's either this or more sandwich bits.
I can tell that's a lie you're doing. We totally get Okino. Okino is going to be the last playable character.
No,
oh, okay.
he actually isn't.
Okay.
Much in the same way that we saw Tamao back in 1940. It's just like, it took until like the end of the storyline, but here we are. In the same way that he died back in Loop 1, etc.
He's not dead. He's clearly alive.
We're doing the whole, like, he's doing the whole pose thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Read my letter. It's in my pocket.
See, he even shouted his name out.
And he just disappears because he went to Sector 0.
He has been, and he's now been shifted away into Sector 0 or something, however this plotline works.
Kind of a Yoda-esque death, where he just disappears.
Thanks, Universal Control.
Universal Control has seized control.
Of Okino, yes.
Yes.
They finally made it here.
You know how that is.
Okay, now. You don't have much of a knack for love letters.
Okay,
well,
let's read this.
Invasion force is approaching
Oh,
Sector
what a heartwarming love.
Yeah, I know, right? That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Located in the ocean in Sector
I hid in the ocean in Sector 5. You might know this is 21.
Sentinels
This is
12.
the least...
If any-
This might be the worst love letter ever
You'll need
written.
access.
Well, it's the only one you're getting.
the letter...
This is how 13 Sentinels.
The letter
works.
that Khrushchev wrote to Kennedy during the Cuban Missile Crisis is more sentimental and amorous than that letter. That was just pure detail. Like, at least that one was kind of like, oh yeah, I think they could be into each other. Like, yeah, okay. You tie the knot of fate, and you know what that means. Just all,
Then you're going to need a
Mr. President, I don't have to tell you
It'd be a shame if it was
what could happen.
Are we doing historical fan fiction now? Is this where this series has come?
It's-
It's still better than Sandwich Bit.
Yeah. Sandwich Bit sucked.
Sandwich Bit was horrible.
Like, we have to admit that.
You did so much of Sandwich Bit.
Listen, we've already done Starving Bit. We've already done Fast Food Bit. It was the final one.
We did Crepe Bit. That was pretty much like just an extended form of the Crepe Bit.
I think after this, we just need to do 2 straight-up episodes where we just talk about what's actually on screen. Like let's actually talk about the episode. Let's actually talk about
speaking of
what's
which, this
happening
is,
in 13 Cent. What is that?
This is weird.
Okino's voice.
Oh, okay.
You did.
Hey, Okino. I guess he didn't actually die. Or something.
See them, but I do
No,
still
we
have
saw him die. We saw him disappear.
here.
Well, yeah, it's not the same thing.
Oh.
Look, 13 Sentinels.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was so impactful, and then that love letter was so sweet and tragic, and now we're finding
And then
out.
we immediately see him again,
Yeah.
How do I save you?
I can't go back to that world anymore.
This game sucks.
I was cut off
Sorry.
Yeah, well,
to keep me alive. This was the answer. Hijiyama
So, I mean, it got uploaded by Sector Zero, right? Like, that's what happened. Like, just obviously.
process, eating up 80% of the
here it is, everybody.
memory,
That was Sector Zero.
Nope.
touch, and taste. It was supplying senses
Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's exactly what it sounds like. I've been sitting on this one for so long.
Nanomachines are the Matrix. They can do anything. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There it is.
And, I mean, really, we this is where it really just, like, it unravels.
It's just like you just... Yeah.
So we've always been in the 13 Sentinels. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
are not reality.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so
So, yeah, the whole 5... Yeah.
Never known.
I guess it's better than the 5 identical cities.
Is it?
Well, it's not, because there's still the 5 identical cities. There's still a massive... It's still spending most of its resources on...
Why is there literally a way to access... If the entire fucking thing is fake, why is there literally a way to access the computer inside of it?
Why is it so detailed if it's fake? Like, why even bother? Why not just have it be like, oh, here's your idealized environment?
Well, I remember how we did the Amaguchi aftermath.
Wait.
Now we're going to immediately go into Goto's where we just break this entire fucking thing down. They couldn't leave it alone.
So-
they could not leave it alone. They had to do one more twist.
Wait, so the sandwiches weren't real?
Just a speck I hadn't noticed
No.
at the time.
None of it was real.
None of it was real.
But especially the sandwiches, which
No, they've all been essentially brains in jars the entire time.
Oh, okay.
Every one of the characters. All of them.
well, that's a stupid twist.
It is exactly what
That's
it sounds like.
underwhelming.
Side of them.
And
Yeah, I know. It's just like, and you started out like, well, I guess that makes more sense than the 5 cities. It's like, no, this just makes, I mean, I guess in like the literal sense, but that's
Why-
like in the literal sense that everything makes sense if it's all just a dream.
why would you have 5 identical cities? Why would you have the time travel thing then? Like, why would you have like the illusion of time travel? What does that clock icon even mean? Like, they had
What
a
does it?
clock.
What does it even mean if there are and by the way, so yeah, this is a fun thing. Like characters like Wajima, they never existed.
Oh, so what? That's so just the 15 characters
15 characters are the only characters that ever existed.
ever.
And everybody else is an AI construct. So yeah, you remember that entire thing that I was talking
There's
about
one-
with
there's not 1.2
hey,
million people.
it doesn't really matter if Tomi Kisaragi has a flesh and blood body. Well, as it turns out.
Okay, well, we need to just finish this series tonight. This is sickening.
Yeah, no, I think we got a lot of stuff to fucking talk about now.